Hi guys, how you doing? Okay, welcome to Module 4. Let's go ahead and take a look around Module 4. So you got the Module 4 overview, and please go ahead and take a look at that. It just kind of explains some things, where we've been, where we're going, and where we're at and where we're going. So, and we talk about typography here because we're going to start in a little bit on some typography, some techniques in Photoshop itself that we can use in our web banner, and talk a little bit about screen fonts versus print fonts. That's really important for you guys to understand. Free font sites, etc. What to look out for, etc. So definitely take a look at that. That's pretty important. So moving on in week 4, we've got the readings and resources, and of course, you guys have heard me say before, this is kind of your lifeblood right here every week. This and my tutorials, of course. By the way, those of you who have been following the tutorials are getting A's. Regularly. So if you guys listen, those of you who are struggling, watch the tutorials in the announcements area, please. It's a roadmap to an A. It really is. I mean, it's right there in front of you. So please, if you're not utilizing those as a resource, please do so. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Over here in the announcements, I got week 4 announcement where this video is going to be housed. But right here in week 4, I've got how to complete assignment 4.2 type activity, Photoshop's text exercise, create a banner, add headline. This is part 1. Then next week we move right into the banner. Last week, how to complete milestone 1. The week before that, reviewing the course final. Week 2, how to complete 2.1, how to complete 2.2. So it's all right here for you. It's right in front of you, guys. So please utilize these resources that I'm placing in the announcements area. So back to learning module. Let's go back to learning module 4 here where we started. And again, as a welcome, we are talking about readings and resources. And we've got this readings and resources this week. No exception here. Fantastic resources here. Really good stuff. I want to mention we've got a couple of things this week. 2 assignments this week. We've got a 4-1 peer support critique. This is a discussion board. This is really important. We've got some good resources right here about design criticism, the creative process, how to respond effectively to design criticism, and design critique guidelines. Why is critique so important? Critique is very important as a graphic designer because you are going to be giving and receiving critique the rest of your careers. It's just this important, okay? When I was in design school, I was told several times, you've got an excellent eye, you've got outstanding critical analysis skills, cultivate them. And I did. And here I am today. I sit on several portfolio review committees, AIGA Cleveland, AIGA Denver. I'm really have cultivated this. Statistics show that students with exceptional critical and analytical skills get promoted earlier and more often than their counterparts that don't possess those skills. That's a fact. I'm living proof. It's something that was recognized in me as a very early and a very young designer, and something that I was told to cultivate. I did. I'm telling you guys, okay, you want to advance in your careers, develop your critical and analytical skills. How do you do so? By taking critique very seriously, learning how to give critique, study how to give a critique, study how to respond to your classmates' work. Give critical analysis. Tell them what's working. Tell them what you feel isn't working. Explain how to make it better. Okay? I know you guys are pretty early in your design careers, student careers even, but it's really important. There's no right or wrong. If you don't like the color of something, tell the designer why you don't like the color. What is it that you're seeing? Okay, remember, 2 eyes are better than 1. Always, 10 times out of 10. Okay, next along the line. So there's my little speech on critique. So it's really important stuff. Okay, then we move to type 2. 4-2 type activity using Photoshop's text effects to create banner add headline. And this is kind of a fun assignment. This kind of culminates into a really, really fun part of the class, and that is moving forward into the actual banner, creation of the banner. So we have done, let's jump over to the announcement here. Okay, so as I said, this video is going to go in this announcement. Wow, how did he do that? So anyways, So here's what I got. I just want to go through this announcement really quick. Okay, so please note text presented in orange are links. Okay, so these are links. Okay, these are the rubrics. Okay, here's the rubric for Peer 4 module. Module 4 peer support activity guidelines and rubric. Here's Final Project 1, Final Project 2. Here's GRA 220 Module 4 activity guidelines and rubric. And again, here is Module 4 type activity guidelines and rubric. Why have I put it there so many times? Because it's just that important. One of the things I've noticed, guys, is that not a lot of students, well, I shouldn't say that. Not all students are following the rubric and the guidelines. Let me show you an example. I'm going to open that guy up right there. And in every rubric for every assignment, we have a complete description of how to do it. We've got some resources for you to use, and we've got this ever important guidelines for submissions. Guidelines for submission, and I think that's where a lot of students are not really paying particular attention. Remember, guidelines for a submission, that's exactly what you're being graded on. So if you get comments in grading feedback that say, okay, according to guidelines submissions, you missed blah, 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 it's all right here in guideline submissions located within every single GRA 220 guideline and rubric, okay? Important to remember. All right, so those are links, right? Everything in orange is a link. So what do we have here? We've got, talked a little bit about last week, what we did, and where we're going this week. We've got peer support activity this week as a reminder, and we've got 4.2 type activity, which, yes, indeed, how to complete assignment 4-2 type activity. Right here, here it is. Tells you exactly what to do. Now, I took it easy here a little bit for demonstration sake. You can take this as far as you want. I kept it simple. You can go as far as you want. Now, guys, look, here's over 200 Photoshop tutorials for type effects, all right? Please don't tell me every session somebody tells, a student tells me, honest to God, every session a student says, I just couldn't find any tutorials for Photoshop, so please don't tell me that you can't find tutorials. There's over 200 right here, okay? Over 230 or something like that. I don't know, something like that, whatever. Anyway, I didn't really count, but 55 and 155 and 15. There's a lot of tutorials here. Okay, back to where we're at. Listen, guys, few students are still working on submitting older assignments from week 2 still yet. So, and here we are entering week 4. So we're midterm here, guys. If you're having trouble getting your assignments in, you got to get with me. I can help you, definitely. I can help you get them in, and I will. I'll do everything I can do to get you an A in this class, and that's my promise. Remember back in week 1, that was my promise. That's my student promise. My promise every session, every class, is to help you. I'll do everything I can to get you an A, provided you're doing your part. All right? So that is my welcome to week 4, and if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, or anything else, please, you know I'm right here, and I get right back to you. All right? Okay, great job, guys. I will see you guys in class. Thanks.